And we have the top picks of David Burrows. He is the president and chief investment strategist at the Barometer Capital Management. David was talking about Magna earlier, auto parts sector that he likes, and here's one. And each of these three, by the way, he's picked up recently for clients in the month of April. Lear Corp, LEA.
So we've been buying Lear for a few months. So this is another in the auto parts sector. Our team has done a lot of work on the underlying companies. Lear is in seating, but it's also in electrical components. So there's growth per car in electrical components. And so Lear is benefiting from that increased dollar spent. They've got good growth in North America. Europe is about 30% of their business. In March, auto sales were up 10% in the month of March. Lear is doing remarkably well. It's a good strong cash flow generation, and margins are improving. They beat the most recent estimate by about 8%. We think that that analysts are underestimating their opportunity. Stocks consolidated around $80 for the last 3 months. Looks like it's ready to take another leg higher.
Okay, we're also looking at Gilead Sciences here, a GILD on the New York Stock Exchange. So is the worst over for the biotechs?
Right, so here's what happened. A lot of the hedge funds were way overweight biotech because it was a hot sector last year. A lot of them by owning the ETF. So over the last 2 months, there was a sell-off in the ETFs, hit a lot of stops. In the ETF, there are senior biotech companies with lots of revenue and earnings, and there's some juniors and very high multiple stocks. Mm-hmm. The whole group got hit. But within that group, Gilead Sciences has a series of great products and franchises, especially in hepatitis C. They've got a lot of catalysts coming forward over the next 6 months. The company is growing at twice the rate of the pharmaceutical group, but it's trading at about 12 times next year's earnings. So we think it got hurt just based on the fact it was a big component in the biotech ETF, FBT, and both IBB. Gives a great entry point because the selling was just the sector indiscriminately, and Gilead has turned higher nicely over the last week. It's one I think that you could buy here, and you're not buying a high multiple, high-flying stock.
It certainly has bounced back, as we've seen on the chart there. And Canadian Natural, back to this energy theme, one of the producers, CNQ, your favorite here.
So I had to admit a couple of years ago, as the energy producers were having a tough time, that we were short this stock way back. It's always been a great company. It just wasn't the right time. This company is now benefiting from the investments that it's made along the way. For the next couple of years, they could get sort of 100% returns on some of their invested capital in heavy oil. They've got the best land position in Western Canada. They've got some wonderful natural gas assets that are unexploited. And as the differential for heavy oil versus light oil is narrowing, it means very good profit for CNQ. So they've been buying back stock aggressively. We get good dividend growth going forward. This is one that I think that could be a great core holding in a portfolio.
Would you say any of these energy infrastructure, energy producers, are some of the valuations getting stretched here?
I think ultimately the big issue on energy is that the cost to find and produce is going down. So it's not so much specifically about the price of oil, but it's basically mass manufacturing of energy. CNQ is benefiting from a narrow differential. We don't think that the valuations are high. CNQ also has an opportunity to unearth maybe $2 to $3 billion in value in some of the royalty assets. This is a good integrated way to invest in the energy space.
Oh, well, it's great to see you, David.
Thanks for having me very much.
Okay, good stuff. David Burrows, those are his top picks, Canadian Natural, Gilead, and Lear Corp. Stay tuned now for Catherine Murray with Business Day PM. We have John DeGooey on Market Call tonight later on at 6 Eastern talking about personal finance and ETFs. Tune in then.